Call the meeting of the St. Louis County Board of Zoning Adjustment to order. The board members present today are Janet Herman, Chairman, Angelia Bills, Vice Chairman, and Justin Randall, Member. The BZA Coordinator is Debbie Nesbitt, and staff members are Abby Freudel and Mel Wilson. First, I offer into the record the Affidavit of Publication pertaining to today's meeting, February 23rd, 2022. The board hereby takes an official notice of and admits into evidence on the record the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance, Chapter 1003, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended, and Chapter 1004, St. Louis County Revised Ordinance 1974 as amended. Next, I call for a motion to approve the minutes of the previous BZA meeting of February 9th, 2022.
I'll move.
And I'll second.
I'll concur.
Okay. The hearing procedure is informal, but is a teleconference and is recorded. The planning staff will read each request into the record. The petitioner will be unmuted, state their name, and make a brief presentation to the board explaining the reason and hardship for the requested variance. The board will not consider financial hardships. Board members may ask questions to clarify the facts. When the board is satisfied with material presented, the chairperson will then ask if there is anyone in favor or opposition to the request. To indicate you would like to speak, click the hand next to your name. If any comments were submitted, staff will read them into the record. Before a call for the vote, the petitioner may request a continuance in order to bring in additional documentation. The board may also request a continuance to gather additional information or for a visit to the site. Once comments have been heard, the chairperson will call for a vote. At that time, the discussion has ended and no further discussion is permitted. The board will generally make a decision today. 2 members of the board must vote in favor of the petition for it to be approved. If a variance is approved, you have 6 months to obtain the necessary permits or establish the use requested, or the variance will expire. The petitioner or any interested party has the right of appeal to the St. Louis County Circuit Court. This must be done within 30 days of the decision. Paperwork indicating the board's decision will be mailed to the petitioners.
19-22 Steve Kroll requests an exception to the side and rear yard regulations for the purpose of constructing a covered outdoor patio, retaining wall, and fence at 2528 River Winds Court, maintaining a side yard of 4 feet in lieu of 8 feet and a rear yard of 4 feet in lieu of 15 feet as required by the R2 Residence District regulations and the density development procedure of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. Okay, Mr. Kroll, you are unmuted and should be able to give your presentation.
Sure. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Basically, I am a landscape designer and general contractor, and I was called by Steve and Jennifer Kroll to help them with their backyard, renovating the space. And so, as you can see, yeah, this is great. You've got the survey in front of you. You can see where there's an existing in-ground pool, and then there is, some hardscaping, but there's really not a lot of room around the pool area. So as far as the design, and hopefully you guys have some of the documents and you can see what we're looking to do. There you go. That's great. We want to utilize, there's a bunch of wooded area right behind the retaining wall that's a little bit outside of the pool area. And that's where we want to put a structure for additional space so they can actually enjoy their backyard. It's very congested. There's just all this usable space back there that's never been touched. Probably, I don't think ever. I think the house was built 25, 30 years ago, and it's been like that. And as far as the fence, that looks like that's the existing property line. And as far as any neighbors, the closest neighbor to the back of the property line he is way down there, like probably 2 football fields away. So what we're looking to do is use that back area. And I think that the thing that's a little off is we're not looking to infringe. That's a great picture right there. You see the trampolines, just kind of wooded and nasty. That's the area we'd like to use. But the sides, we're not looking to go into the neighbors on either side. We would be coming in and centering that structure and the retaining wall that would basically be holding everything in there, the piering, the weight, the hardscaping back there. There you go. So you got that circle around it. That's the space that's just sitting there that we'd like to use. So if you look at the survey, there is, we had a survey done and it looks like there's an easement along the back. So one thing that was brought to my attention by Debbie is, you know, we've got to make sure that everything is good there. So I've been in contact over the last several weeks with everybody on the list, you know, Spire, Ameren, MSD, AT&T, Charter, like whoever it is. And I have, outside of a couple signatures, the documentation from every single one of them saying they have no problem with this, it doesn't infringe. They've got, you know, giving their blessing as far as using that space. So this is what we'd like to do. And I guess if anyone has any questions, yeah.
And on the side, okay, so you want to go back as far as that trampoline was, correct?
Yeah, the fence, if you go back to the well, yeah, that's a good picture, but go to the design one, the 3D design. I think you're just on it a second ago. Yeah, that one. So because of having to be at least 10 feet in on each side, like I said, our intention is not to infringe on any neighbors or anything like that. We're going to shift it over, but as far as how big the structure is and the usable space, we need to be closer to the fence line than the R2 zoning regulations, which I believe it's 15 feet. So if we were to, you know, be at 15 feet, we'd be halfway into the pool area, which kind of defeats the purpose in the first, because it's so small. So that's where that structure would be.
Okay, and then what, so I see about the rear yard, but what about the side yard? You couldn't move that over a little bit more, or?
That's what we're going to do. Absolutely. So it's going to be more centered. If you look at the, there's like a table, like a little fire pit area. It's going to be more in line with that, evenly dispersed on both sides, at least 10 feet in on both sides. So there's absolutely no concern for either neighbor or any future neighbors or anybody.
Well, it says here that you're maintaining a side yard of 4 feet and 8 feet.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, this is what
so yeah, so you're going to be more into that area, like closer to the neighbors, about 4 feet in.
Yeah, and that I don't know if that was just imposed or if it was, I don't know how that came to, but we're moving it over. We don't want any questions whatsoever about the neighbors. We have plenty of space that way. We just don't have enough space from the fence line to the pool. So we're going to move it over at least 10 feet. So there's absolutely no concern on either side.
All right, so it's not going to be a side yard of 4 feet. It's going to be more the
10 to 12 at least. Yeah, well, at least.
Okay. It doesn't need to be in that far to be at 8 feet. So all right, and then the back, it looks like there's plenty of space between the back of this property and the next homeowner. All right, I just want to get, you know, since we're not there and haven't seen it with our own eyes, it's hard to get a you know.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, I don't have any other questions. Angela or Justin?
No.
Justin, I don't know where you went.
No, I'm good, thank you.
Oh, okay. All right, is there anyone on this that's in favor or opposition to this petition? Please hit the hand next to your name.
I don't see anyone.
Okay. 19-22, I'm gonna go to approve the variance. It sounds like, well, I'll approve it as advertised. It sounds like you're not gonna need the side yard one anyway, but just in case. And the rear yard are 4 feet and little 15 feet. It seems like they would not be encroaching on the neighbors at all.
I second it.
I'll concur.
Okay, we'll send you your paperwork.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Bye.
Twenty 22 Brooklyn Development and PM LLC and Kimberly George requests an exception to the lot size requirements for the purpose of seeking a conditional use permit to allow a child care facility and single-family residence at 1615 and 1611 Parker Road, maintaining a lot size of 15,000 square feet in lieu of 30,000 square feet as required by the R2 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. Okay. Kimberly George, you are unmuted and should be able to, or you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I'm new to the new one. I'm used to the Zoom. So this is a little difficult for me, but thank you all for joining today. I am a daycare provider. I have been since 2016, and I'm wanting to, I own both houses next to each other, 1611 and 1615. And I'm wanting to maintain my daycare at 1615 with the additional parking spaces that are allowed. The issue is that the zoning for R2 requires me to have at least 30,000 square feet, I believe. So I have merged the legal description of both properties and was allowed to have at least 3 spaces on that, on the 1615 property in hopes that I would be allowed to have my conditional use for my daycare from 6 weeks to 5-year-old babies. This is the first time I've done anything like this, so I don't really know what I'm supposed to speak on. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous right about now. I've been working on this for so many years.
Well, what would your hardship be?
The fact that we're using the 15,000 square feet that 1615 has, and having an exception because we're supposed to have at least 30,000 square feet. We actually do have 30,000 square feet with both combined properties. And so the site plans show where the 3 parking areas would be. And it shows if we decided to get a van, there's a spot for that. We have a 2-door garage spacing as well, which we're using 1 space there. And then we have 2 additional parking spaces outside of the fencing area on the concrete patio.
Okay, so basically, these are 2 single-family residences that you're using right now
Yes,
for
one of them.
childcare.
Yes,
Go
ma'am.
ahead.
That's right. So one of them is where we're wanting to live, and the other one is the daycare facility. So I think that's all part of the adjustment as well.
Okay.
Which
Go
one do
ahead.
you live in? 1611?
1611.
Okay, and then you want, so you're gonna live there and then have the daycare at 1616?
1615, directly next door, sharing the same parking lot.
Oh, 15, yeah, on the thing that looks like a 6. Okay.
This approval, if you choose to approve this, it would be,
Oh my God.
It would be to allow her to continue with the conditional use permit through the Planning Commission. So she will be under review there with for all the parking and the circulation, the playground area, and then she will also have to meet building code requirements also for that 1615.
Okay, so this is the start of her journey.
Yes.
All right, I don't have any other questions.
Yeah, just so a little for just a start so that she can become a licensed daycare. Is that the goal?
Yes.
Justin, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have one more. So is she currently operating a daycare out of that 1615?
She is
Yes, ma'am.
currently operating a home daycare that allows 10 children, and she wishes to add a few more up to 20. And we don't have a group home situation. We go from a home daycare of 10 to a daycare center. So if she's approved here, then she will be asking for a daycare center at 1615.
So basically, St. Louis County only has distinction between a family home and daycare centers.
Yes.
And the state of Missouri for childcare, they have family, they have group home, and they have centers. So with St. Louis, for Missouri, for childcare, I would be looked at as a group home. For St. Louis County, I would be looked at as a center.
Correct.
Up to the same amount of kids.
Up to 20. Okay, and then do you have the adequate space for all of those other items on that property?
Yes, ma'am. Other items that's like what?
I'm just looking at the landing ramps, the new ramps, things like that that are drawn on here.
Yes, ma'am. I have architectural drawings. I'm actually going to change a little bit of that so that I wouldn't use up so much space in regards to the ramp. I'm thinking about putting that part on the back of the house so that I'm not using up so much space on the side. But I do have architectural drawings that specify everything that can apply with St. Louis County as well as the state of Missouri for childcare.
Okay. Justin, did you try to say something before?
No, sorry, I'm transitioning, so I had to get my speakers set up again. But no, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Is there anyone on this that is in favor or opposition to this petition? Please hit the hand next to your name to speak.
I don't see anyone.
Hearing none, 20-22, I'm going to go ahead and vote to approve the variance as advertised. I guess the hardship is just the need to declare it a center so that she can operate effectively.
I'll second.
I'll concur.
Okay, your paperwork will be sent to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, panel, so much.
Twenty-one 22 Glenn and Marissa, and excuse me, 21 22 Glenn and Melissa Perini requests an exception to the side yard regulations for the purpose of replacing an existing covered porch at 9337 Rambler Drive, maintaining a side yard of 4 feet in lieu of 6 feet as required by the R5 Residence District regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. Mr. Perini, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
All right, thanks, everybody. Basically, the hardship is there was a covered porch on the back of this house that we had purchased that my daughter is living in. and that was falling off the house. So for safety reasons, we took it off as much as possible, and we want to replace it with a few not modifications, but to make it safe and part of the house. And as of right now, the pier that was there would put the back corner of the porch 4 feet from the fence, which is the property line. And the house is only 18 inches. The back corner of the house is only 18 inches from the property line. So I'm asking for a variance to go ahead and put the porch up.
It's,
yeah. So Justin, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Angelia?
I have one. So basically, is the new porch just going to be in the same footprint as the old porch?
Yes, ma'am.
I see that's a pretty narrow lot.
Yeah, the houses are right on top of each other. If you sneeze, they say bless you.
Yeah, I believe it. Okay, if we don't have any other questions, I'll just see, is there anyone on this that's for or against this
I don't
petition?
see anyone.
Okay,
Can you give me the case number again? I'm sorry.
yes, 21-22.
In the matter of 21-22, I recommend approval based on the existing conditions of the property.
I
I'll
second. I'm
I'll
sorry.
concur. All right, your paperwork will be sent to you.
Thank you all very much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Twenty-two 22, Fred McClary requests an exception to allow the construction of a 31-foot by 35-foot detached garage, which will be more than half of the footprint of the home and over 1,000 square feet in size at 6125 Kurth Road, as required by Section 4 of the R2 Residence District Regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. Mr. McClary, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Okay, so thank you for your time. Basically, if you have any of the plans in front of you, there is an older detached garage there with lean-tos. Okay, so if you look at those, there's a lean-to on the north side and on the south side, and then there's also a lean-to in back of the garage. So it's older. Some of the wind has torn down some of the lean-tos. This project's not going to encroach on any of the neighbors because the lot's so large. So I'm just asking for permission to build a garage that's a little bit over 1,000 square foot, just in order to park a car, a truck, and a bass boat in there, instead of parking under lean-tos.
Okay. Abby, could you did we have a picture of the property?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So that's what you were saying would be taken down?
Well, the one, if you're looking at the picture right now, the one on the left, there used to be a lean-to there, but the winds came through and tore it down on a boat that was parked outside. So currently I'm using my son's garage behind me to store it. The neighbor to the north of me has a garage much larger than mine, and so does the one behind. So I just need some protection for, vehicles and a boat.
And so is that your home to the right? We just see a little bit of?
Correct.
Okay. And so, but I guess, so again, I'm just asking, is where that garage that we're looking at right now, is that where you wanted to?
That's basically the footprint of where the garage is going to go. No major changes, and property wise, it's 60 foot from the property on the right and much more on the left.
Okay, yeah, well, so we're just really dealing with the square footage. Okay.
But just, Janet, just a question to clarify that, that existing garage is coming down, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, Angelia, did you have any questions?
Yeah, just one. Are we good for lot coverage?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's well under.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty large lot. Okay, is there anyone that wants to speak in favor or opposition? Please hit the hand by your name.
I don't see anyone.
All right, 22-22, I'm gonna vote to approve the variance as advertised. The hardship being the need for a larger space than he has now. It looks like it's really just a one-car garage now. And for the size of the lot and the property, I don't think that 1,000 square feet is too out of the question for that.
I second it.
But Janet, it's a little bit larger than 1,000 square feet. It's 1,085, just so there's no mistakes.
Oh, well, we have it 1,000 on our thing. All right.
Well, it's advertised as over 1,000 square feet in
Okay.
size.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I just looked at the.
Remember I told you I could reduce it and you said just wait. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. And then I'll make it 1,080 square feet.
I think it's 1,085.
1,085. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And
I second it.
I'm gonna go against that.
okay. It's still voted in, Mr. McCleary, so we will send you your paperwork in the mail.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
(23-22) Ritz Center requests an exception to the front yard regulations for the purpose of replacing an existing freestanding business sign at 7421 South Limburg Boulevard, maintaining a front yard of 3 feet in lieu of 15 feet as required by the C3 Shopping District regulations and Section 1003.168 sign regulations of the St. Louis County Zoning Ordinance. Okay. Mr. Hrdlicka, you are unmuted to give your presentation.
Okay, great. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, essentially, there is an existing pylon sign there at the location. Is there a photo of that existing sign? I believe we had submitted that. Yeah, there you, yeah. So that sign is what's existing right now at the location. And what we would like to do is just go right back into the same location. As you can see, this existing sign is pretty dilapidated. It's 30 feet tall and has lots of different signs screwed to it, etc. The new sign that we want to propose is about half that height, although that's really not the variance we're going for, but you can see where we have it located. If we go any further in, we're going to be in the middle of the parking lot. So there's almost, we're really constricted as to where we can move it. So we just want to go basically back where that existing sign is. And you can see the parking lot there. If we're to try and move another 10 feet in, we'll be in the middle of the drive for the businesses.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Angelia, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any.
Justin?
I guess, and all the other standards are met with the pole sign like that, and I mean,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, we meet the square footage standards, then yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there anyone on this WebEx that's in favor or opposition? Please hit the hand by your name to speak.
I don't see anyone. I would also like to remind the board, this is the petition that the planning department did write a staff recommendation for as it is pertaining to signs. And the staff recommendation is for approval as this is part of improvements being made to the overall shopping center as part of with the new QT convenience store being developed. And the existing sign has been in this location for decades.
Thank you. Angela, you ready?
Yes. Okay, I guess there's someone in opposition. Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
Gabby said no. So.
Okay, 23-22, I vote to approve the variance as advertised. And basically the hardship is just that it would be in the middle of the parking lot if they followed the regulations, and it is replacing the old sign in the same spot.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. I'll concur.
All righty. So your paperwork will be sent to you.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot, guys, and drive safe out there if you're driving around anywhere.
Okay, thanks. Oh yeah, I see it's coming down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Take care. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right. I'll see you all in about 2 weeks.
Okay, take care.